So they have to know, like, and trust the person, product, and company for the action threshold to be lowered and then to move to the next step. And that only happens when we communicate timely, respectfully, and honestly. Can WFG save you tens of thousands of dollars? Well, this text conversation, or maybe text debate, as it were, on coming to a meeting went down, and as you may know, MyWFG is a website where associates can go to log in to view their dashboard and do some other stuff too. But Reddit is a place where folks can apparently vent about companies such as WFG as well, and it's important to provide the other side because a lot of this is very one-sided, let's just be real, and that's because this is the anti-MLM thread, boom, which you can see right there, and I'm going to kind of read off a little conversation that happened and basically a summary of it. And this is what they said. All right, so they're giving a little recap of their text conversation as well. So I'll have the link in the description below so you can check that out. But he just says, guy on the left we'll call Q, and I'm in gray. So he's just letting them know, like, because there's a text conversation right here, so you can kind of see. Obviously, that's way too small for you to see, but if you want to click on it in the link in the description, you can read the details. But he says, about a month ago, I was walking around the local mall wearing a kilt. Okay, I mean, that ain't okay. Well, just judge-free zone. Judge-free zone. He says, my church's youth group was playing a Where's Waldo game. So I was trying to look distinct while walking around aimlessly for an hour. Okay, that explains it. Q stops me to comment on my outfit, giving me a thumbs up. He then proceeds to jump into a conversation, asking what I do for work, etc. He finds out I am a Mormon because I explain what's going on for the youth group. I am actually looking for a new job, okay? And he mentions he had something, okay? I gave him my cell number and told him to give me more information. That's a good sign, right? Somebody's looking for something. Now it comes down to building a relationship, getting to know them, needs, goals, and fits. All right, let's see if that's done. Maybe now. We're going to see, though. He says he called a few weeks later. Whoa, that's kind of late there. But I was busy and asked him to call back the next day at a certain time. He didn't. Whoa, so I wouldn't have waited that long. I would probably waited like a day or two, or maybe even texted to set up a phone conversation that was maybe like 15 to 20 minutes. And after that, to pre-qualify a little bit, and after that maybe set up like an hour meeting in person. But anyways, again, if you have a better way, let me know. But that's what I do to help the process, and because the best sales are when they come to you, number one, and number two, if somebody wants to do something bad enough, they'll do it. Okay, money's not an option, time's not an issue. So that's why I kind of do that, and that way we get to know each other a little bit along the way, and it kind of spreads out the get to know you process too, and all that stuff. And if they're not moving towards me, I can walk away. But at the same time, this person, their follow-up game might not have been as tight, so it's okay. We're going again, no judge. This is a judge-free zone. We're just education. It's education, not judge-education. Anyways, they say a few weeks later after that, dang, he calls me again. I am busy, but trying to be polite. So they should have scheduled an appointment, like maybe text. Because calling a lot of times is an interruption. That's why calling for me these days is more scheduled, and that way we both can be on the phone. And if somebody doesn't meet me on the other end for that call, then I wasn't a priority, and therefore they didn't value my time. So that's how I look at things. Am I coming to a wrong conclusion? Well, if they want to correct me, they can, but that's how I look at their actions and their words, not just the words and not just the actions. So scheduling a time to talk for 15 to 20 minutes and then setting up a 1-hour meetup at like a Starbucks or a coffee shop or whatever to get to know each other some more, and then after that maybe a presentation if they're open to that and they have a need and all that. So it's a process, right? It's a process, and that's because most sales are done after this the fifth touch. There's lots of touches along the way where we have to communicate with people because they have to warm up. They got to be in the market. They got to be looking for it. They got to be. There's a lot of things that got to go on. So, but this person, he had too much. The sales associate had too much space in between communications. And anyways, they said, I figure it's not going to be something good, but didn't get enough info to know what he wanted yet. Yeah, see? We agreed to meet on Friday. Okay, so they just jumped to the meeting, all right? And I asked him to text me the details immediately, okay? Because I would forget, and I was unable to write anything down. He didn't. Okay, so Q is dropping the ball in many different ways. The length of time Q's taken to communicate to the prospect, as well as not giving information after. I mean, because this is a pretty strong lead. You know, they're actually communicating back, and they're not ghosting, as I've talked about in some of my other videos. But anyways, this is cool. So and then it goes on to say, Q then texts me Friday to let me know the info. I had already made plans that night. Since I predicted, I forgot. So yeah, so. Alright, I mean, that happens, right? It's kind of last minute. At this point, I am suspicious. See that? Yeah. Communication is so important. Timely, respectful, honest. Let's go. But given wanting to find a better job, the need, I'm telling you, that need can be strong. I don't want to potentially turn something down. Man, that's a strong lead. Whew. Q, you got the ball. You already. Anyway, let's continue. I figure asking for info in an email would let me know if this was worth my time. Okay, so now the prospect is almost pre-qualifying the sales associate because they can't meet up because, you know, they're both kind of going like, whoop, doo-doo, you know, so that's kind of an issue. All right, so then he says here, as you can see, this conversation doesn't go well. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, so, you know, there's like, again, I know you can't read it, but it's in the details in the link in the description so you can get the details. He says, in the text right above the arrow, he sent me a screenshot of our convo above, whoa, saying, let your yes be yes. It's getting real, y'all. Suggesting that I am being a bad Christian because I won't meet with him. Wow. So guilt trip, little shaming, potential implication, not directly, but okay. I think using scriptures to tell other people to invest in your business is wrong. I hate when there are MLMs in my church, and LDS are guilty of a lot of it. At this point, I just look him up on LinkedIn. Dang. See, Q. See, now I feel like Q could have prevented a lot of this by just communicating better. And more timely. But we're going to continue because this is almost at the end here. He said, I looked it up on Reddit and found out it's an MLM scam. So I'm gonna get to that. Even worse than the crappy telemarketing job I assumed he was pushing me for. Hard pass. Wow. So what are the learning lessons? Because Q did not communicate in a timely way, as well as, I would say, you know, respectful way, and really kind of have a process for, you know, talking on the phone and then meeting in person, or, you know, if he felt that it was strong enough lead to meet in person, because Q didn't do that, this prospect, potential customer that had a need, they were looking for a better job, maybe they might not have been open to a, you know, an MLM business model that WFG follows because they're a financial services company, but at the end of the day, they had a need. That's where the pre-qualification comes in. But maybe they might have been open to it had Q done a little bit better on the communication side. But my point I'm trying to make is because Q didn't provide the information via, you know, text in a timely way, meeting in person, or email. Because of that, this prospect basically said, well, I'm going to search, right? And what did they find? The Reddit post. And what did they actually do? They left a Reddit post. And so now this person is basically, now other people are going to read this and be like, dang, yeah, that happened to me. Or, yeah, I knew it was a scam. Or, hey, yeah, that's a pyramid scheme. And it's just like, well, okay, Q didn't do the best job. Maybe he needs some more training, okay? Jordan Belford's books, link in the description below. He needs to check that out. But anyways, anyone can benefit from his books because if you sell an idea, you're in sales. Hey, where are we going to go out to eat tonight? I'm kind of feeling Chipotle. I'm kind of feeling Chili's. I'm kind of feeling this or that. You're trying to sell your idea to go out to eat. So everyone sells. Everyone sells. Maybe it's not a business type of sell, but there are transactions involved because if you go to Chipotle, I get the salad burrito bowl. I'm vegan. I get the vegan salad burrito bowl with like double beans and all that. TMI. Okay, TMI. They sold me because I love their food and it's a really great price. But what I'm trying to say is, like, it's an easy sell. If somebody says, let's go to Chipotle, I'm like, Okay, let's go. Shoot, you don't have to sell me on that one. But especially if I'm hungry and I haven't been there in a while. So, but anyways, Q, if you're watching this, if that's your real name, probably not, because they said it wasn't. It was just alias. But I think that reading Jordan Belfort's books is the solution, a lesson learned, and making sure that whenever whenever somebody's in a sales related position, that they communicate timely, respectfully, and honestly. I think that's the real thing. And I think what that'll do is it'll build a brand, whether it's a personal brand or even a company brand, where sales will come to you more so. Not guaranteed. I'm not guaranteeing sales here. I'm just saying attraction marketing, because people are like, I like that person. They're real. And I feel like they're looking out for my best interest. I feel comfortable around them. Like, if you get that, like, that's great, because that's moving, what Jordan Belfort talks about is moving towards the 3 10s. So the person, product, and company need to be a 10, 10, and 10 in somebody's mind before they make a purchasing decision, because that action threshold has been lowered. So they have to know, like, and trust the person, product, and company for the action threshold to be lowered, and then to move to the next step. And that only happens when we communicate timely, respectfully, and honestly. And that's the key. And that even means, like, in my businesses, sometimes I'll say, like, hey, sometimes I'm not a good fit. And it's because, honestly, I don't always need that person's business. Or I'll see that our goals don't align, or our values don't align, or they might need a better or different or cheaper option. And I'm like, here's a competitor. Or maybe, save up, or maybe see if you can go in with somebody on something, and then re-look into something. Like, and there's like priorities. Even in a WFG business, if somebody really cares about you, they're going to say, well, before you get a retirement plan with me, or a life insurance plan, or a IUL, let's look at, what's your emergency fund look like? What does your savings look like? And then let's talk about how much you want to retire with, and then do all of that with a financial needs analysis, so we can see how much money is coming in and how much is going out. And that's really somebody that kind of cares about you more so, and that's as a customer. That's not even as somebody who's trying to pitch you a business opportunity. And it doesn't mean somebody's always going to pitch you the IUL either, even though it's more profitable for the sales associate. But it means, like, hey, if I'm looking out for the best interest, I need to give them something that's going to benefit them, right, after I understand their needs, goals, and assess fit. Well, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. Hit subscribe for future video updates, and most importantly, check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on with the videos in this series. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.